They told you a story. It was a simple story, one you have heard your entire life. Work hard, study more, try again. If you fail, it is because you did not try hard enough. If your country is poor, it is somehow everyone's fault, a collective failure of spirit. They told you this story as if it were the weather, an unchangeable fact of nature, like gravity or the tides. It was presented as fate, a reality you had to accept, not one you were forced to endure. The narrative was clear. Your success or your struggle was entirely on you. But that story is a lie. Here is a different story. It is blunt, and it is uncomfortable, but it is true. You are not struggling by mistake. You are not falling behind by accident. You are being farmed. It is not a clever metaphor I came up with for a snappy title. It is a system, a deliberate architecture of power designed to extract value from your life. It is a calculated process, refined over decades, to turn human beings into a predictable, manageable, and profitable resource. Your life, your work, your time, they have all become inputs for a machine that serves interests other than your own. Think about a modern industrial farm. The farmer does not treat the animals like citizens with rights and dreams. The farmer cares about one thing above all else: yield. How much milk can be produced? How many eggs can be collected? How much meat can be processed for the market? The animals must be fed just enough to live and produce. They must not be free to roam where they please, because that would be inefficient. They must work, producing value, until the day they are sold or retired. The farmer's primary concern is the health of the farm, the enterprise, not the individual happiness of the livestock. Look at your own life. Your time is sold by the hour. Your attention is harvested and sold to advertisers. Your labor is sold to generate profits you will never see. Your health is treated as a cost liability on a corporate balance sheet. Your debt is a leash, a tool to keep you tethered to the system, ensuring you keep showing up to work every day. You are not a citizen in this economic model. You are a resource to be managed. You are the yield. This isn't a bug in the system. It is the entire point of its design. Yeah. Let's look at the numbers, but make it simple. For decades, productivity has been skyrocketing. New technologies, powerful software, more efficient methods mean that the average worker can produce far more value in a single hour than their parents or grandparents ever could. You would think this means everyone gets richer, right? More value created should mean more value shared. But that is not what happened. They just bumped along the ground. People are working more hours, getting more education, taking on more debt only to own less of the world they are building. This is not a market failure. This is not an unfortunate accident. This is the design. When a multinational corporation posts record-breaking profits in the same year that it lays off thousands of workers, that is not a paradox. That is the system working exactly as intended. When workers are forced to juggle 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to afford rent and groceries, while their CEO receives a bonus large enough to buy the entire apartment building they live in, that is not an anomaly. That is extraction. The gap between the value you create and the money you take home is not waste, it is profit, and that profit is the entire goal of the farm. Globalization was the turbocharger for this entire operation. Capital, the money that owns things, can now move freely and instantly across the planet. But workers cannot move so easily. Your life is here, your home, your residency papers, your family, your community. All these things hold you in place. You are the fixed asset in this global game. So you are the one who has to adapt. You learn new skills, you accept lower pay, you become a flexible worker, always racing to catch up, but never quite getting ahead. The system is designed to keep you in this state of perpetual motion, always striving but never arriving. You are encouraged to constantly upskill and retool, not to build a stable life, but to remain a viable, low-cost input for the ever-changing needs of the market. The farm needs workers who are adaptable and compliant, not secure and powerful. You are encouraged to see this precarity as a personal challenge of resilience, rather than a structural feature of a system designed to keep you on the back foot, always grateful for whatever you can get. They use words to hide the truth, to make the bars of the cage feel like a career ladder. Language is the anesthetic that keeps you from feeling the knife. Your stable, full-time job with benefits is gone, but now you have the gig economy, which sounds fun and modern. You are not getting a pay cut. Your wages are just becoming more competitive in a global marketplace. Mass layoffs that devastate entire communities are not called that. They are a corporate restructuring, right-sizing, as if the company were just a piece of clothing that needed a better fit. The pain and fear are real, but the language makes it all sound like a sensible business school PowerPoint slide. Instead, you are offered at-will employment, which is a polite way of saying you can be fired at any time, for any reason, or for no reason at all. So what do you do with this ugly truth? First, allow yourself to feel the clean, sharp edge of anger. It is a moment of pure clarity. It is the feeling of waking up. When you can finally name the system, you can begin to see its outlines everywhere.